Okay, my guest is in the background chair dancing. Okay. Hello, everyone. It's Yolanda. I hope everyone is doing great today. I have had a very productive, productive weekend. Okay, we'll go with that. And in case you didn't know who this is, who you're looking at, why you're like tuning in right now, my name is Yolanda. I am locating cozy, and this is a broad chat. Anyways, today I have another great chance of talking to another awesome woman that's just like a great support system and a cheerleader and has done things on her own terms. And I'm so happy to have her here. Thank you, Teresa, for coming on and joining me live today. How you doing?
Hey.
Let's see. Okay. Here's the thing. I've tried different mics and all this stuff, and this is the one that works best, but I keep forgetting to put it on, to plug it in.
Okay.
And
we got time.
Okay. I'm like, okay. Anyways, you can hear me, right? Okay.
Yes. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you just fine, love. Yes, just fine. So let's see here. Please make sure that as you come in, that you please do just say like, hello, what up, where you at? And we're going to get started, and we're going to talk about some great things that Teresa has done. And I'm just so thankful. Yay. Okay. So Teresa, please do share what's going on in your world. What you been up to? What have you done? Like, I don't know, this weekend, this week?
Oh man. Fun? Okay. So I have been heads down working on, I'm doing a project management challenge. It's going to be 4 days. It starts Monday. So I've been scrambling, trying to get things together for that. It's about, everybody's like stressing out over this whole AI thing. And I'm saying, hey, don't bury your head in the sand. Let's embrace this AI thing and let me show you how, but let me also show you how to leverage your leadership skills, the human things that AI can't do. So that's what this is about. And it's my first time doing it. So it took a lot more effort than I realized. Plus, I'm partnering.
This is your challenge, or is it you're participating in somebody else's challenge?
It's mine, but I have a partner who she's taught project management and leadership skills for years, and she's like certified to teach like the Myers-Briggs indicator and emotional intelligence and stuff. So she's going to handle the emotional intelligence piece, and I'm covering the project management AI piece, because she's very much an instructor. Over 25 years, she's taught at Georgia Tech, GSU, and so forth, and for PMI chapters. And I'm a practitioner. I've been doing project management for over 25 years, and I've been messing around with this AI stuff for the last year and a half. So we're putting it together, and her computer died. So trying not to panic.
Now it's all up on you.
Right. I've been focusing on, it's mostly all on me anyway, because I'm like, it was my baby and this is what we're doing. So I'm like just believing in the stars that it's going to work out, and not letting it stress me out. But I have been heads down, making sure everything's squared away, and it's going to be a great experience for the attendees.
Okay. All right.
So that's what's been going on in my world.
Okay. Well, what's going on in my world? Okay. So next month I'm having a meetup, the second meetup here in Spain, and I'm excited about it. But there's like little things, like I'm doing things a little differently. Like it's like more of an a la carte experience. So like for the 3 days that's in Madrid and then the 3 days that's in Zaragoza, it's like I don't want to have it like here's your itinerary, you just pay for the whole thing. I'm like, no, if you feel like doing it, this is what I'm planning. And if you feel like coming and tagging along and having this experience, then great. But what I needed to do, because there's like 4 activities that actually does require like some kind of like you need to reserve your spot. So I need a head count. And so I was just working on that. And y'all know I go down the rabbit hole. I can't help myself. It's like something that probably should have taken me like maybe, I don't know, I'll say an hour, some kind of way. It's like 4 hours later, because it's like, and I still couldn't get it to act right the way I wanted to. And finally I got the link. I was like, girl, look, this is what y'all need to do. Okay.
Well, doing it a la carte, it takes some of the stress off of you, because I think a lot of people don't realize putting these types of things together, it takes a
Hmm.
lot. And then trying to get everybody that said, "Oh, I'm coming," to cooperate and turn in what they need to
Exactly.
turn in on time, and so you can do what you do. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah. So this way, it's like, if you are going to participate, if you want to do the picnic in the park that we're doing with Melanin Madrid, plug. Yeah, plug. I'm plugging that.
Melanin Madrid.
Anyways, yeah, but if you want to do that, yeah, you have to, because I'm going to be making sure, since you're coming from out of town, that I'm going to go ahead and make sure that you have, like, the basics, and that you're not going to leave hungry, and hopefully you'll probably leave a little tipsy. We'll see.
Good
There's the
tips.
Black History Tour that, I've been working with Kwame from Afro Iberia for, oh geez, about a year and a half now. Wow. Anyways, so I just wanted to make sure we got the head counts for those stuff. But yeah, just trying to make sure that it's right, and that it's understandable. And then they're like, oh, and you also have to do your terms and policy thing. I was like, okay, Chat GPT, baby. Okay.
Mm,
It's
mm.
like, it's
I love it.
crazy.
Gotta love
Yeah.
it.
But that's what I was doing, stuff. I just kind of went down the rabbit hole. But yeah. So it's it. And
Awesome.
also,
When did you
I
say
have
it?
it blurred
When
right now. Huh?
when did you say it was?
Oh, I'm going to talk more about that in a minute. So, but
Oh, okay.
yes, it is
Okay.
the meetup. But since you asked, the meetup is actually April 13th to April 19th. Is going to be the first 3 days are going to be in Madrid, and then Thursday to Saturday is in Zaragoza. And so, if you are interested, and you know that if you're already living here, or you're going to be bopping through because you're like coming through from France, or I have I think one young lady that said she might
Portugal.
come through from Italy, and
Okay.
then another one said, I think she's in France, I can't remember. And then there's some women that are like along the coast of Spain, the southern coast of Spain, that they're like, I'm coming up, because one, they had never been to Zaragoza, or they were just like, there's a Melanin Madrid picnic, the annual picnic is happening. Yes, I want to be there. So yes, if you're interested, go on Facebook to the Black and Zaragoza Facebook group, join there, and you will see all the details. Okay.
Zaragoza. I don't think I've even heard of that before.
I know.
Zaragoza.
Spain's best kept secret, man. Yeah, it's fun.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Before we move forward, let's see who's in the comments, who's speaking, who's saying hello, because I sure do appreciate all the support. Even you're watching now, or if you're watching later on, I appreciate the support, and just say, hey, I
Oh, I
appreciate
can
you.
see them. Hey, y'all. Hey.
Hello, Lori Butler. Hello, Cheryl, PhD. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it.
Hey.
Hey, Rosalind, not before 10. Good to see you. Thank you for joining. Yes. Yeah, I did a live was it last week? Yeah, last Wednesday. And for some reason, I couldn't, like, none of the comments were coming up. And it's like, I know people come on and say hello while I'm, the live. And then later on, people will come back. It's like, I was there. But yes, please do, because we have
Technology
a
is
lot to
great when it
share.
works.
Huh?
I said technology is great when it works.
I know, right? Yeah. And sometimes, yeah. So, yeah, by the way, just FYI, I am on a pet sit in Madrid right now. So I'm blurred out because, one, there's a dog that's walking around, and two, the place is looking kind of lived in right now while I'm here. Okay. And so the most comfortable couch, and I'm just so thankful, because she lets her dog sleep with her in the bed. And I'm like, I'm not doing all that. I was like, dog, you can have the bed. And I can lay on that couch forever. It's so nice and comfy. So anyways,
Nice.
that's why it's blurred out more though. Actually, I'm kind of
Nice.
digging the blurred out. So
Yeah, it looks good. You look really good, girl.
thank you. Thank you very much. So the other question I wanted to ask before we get started, hold on just a second, let me go back here, is asked you, please do tell me, how are you locating your cozy? What have you done for yourself lately that is just about you, that was something that just was just about you, for nobody else? You could have slept in an extra 15 minutes. I don't know. You could have went on a shopping spree. Do tell, what have you done to locate your cozy?
Doing this with you is one thing. And in celebration of that, I mean, this ain't TV, so I can do this, right? I can do
What you want?
my thing, I think. So cheers, y'all.
Oh,
This is
clink, clink. Where my water at?
come on, cheers.
Clink,
I
clink, clink. Well,
I haven't
hold
oh
that
well,
thought. Yeah, hold that
yeah,
thought. Yeah.
I'll wait. I'll wait. You guys in the comments, get your little clink clink water, juice, whatever you want to do, and let's do a toast.
And the reason why is because this is just water. But I tell you what, Madrid has some damn good water. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I just filled this up
Mm.
from the faucet. You don't need a filter here. Madrid has some good water. So
Best water I've ever had
doing a
traveling
commercial.
was Aruba. Aruba
Mm.
has some really good water straight out the tap. Awesome water.
Hmm.
They have a desalinization thing, and their water's
Hmm.
really good. Their water's really good. So
So
cheers,
here's the
y'all.
deal.
So
Yeah, what are
I
you drinking?
haven't had wine in months, so I may regret this. I'm not a heavyweight at all. I'm a lightweight, and that one will probably put me to sleep if I finish it. But the
Okay.
other thing is, I've been struggling with this menopause thing, so if it kicks in a hot flash, it's my own fault. But I haven't, I haven't really been doing anything, for myself. So it's probably time.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
you
you know
know what?
what? This
I
is your
do have
wake up call.
something planned.
See, this is how I do it. This is what happens with me. I'll be like, I don't have anything, and then I'll be like, oh yes, you do. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have some. I just signed up because I haven't done anything for myself in some time. I came across this. Now it's women's plus business, but it's a women's retreat that I
Okay.
signed up for, and it's at the end of March. This is brief. It's still in Georgia. It's up north. I don't even know what all is going to happen, except they mentioned a sound bath. I think it's where they do the bowls and you hear the sound.
Okay.
And I don't know. I don't know what else is going to happen. But I'm just like, women's retreat. It's not too far away. It's not too expensive. I'm gonna do something for myself, so I'm gonna go
Oh, no,
up
that's nice.
up
That's
north and
nice.
take care of that at the end of the month. That I will
Okay.
be locating my cozy.
Nice. Nice. I think I've been on the same locating my cozy lately because I'm trying to think, have I done anything? I mean, besides me just coming here and I did the pet sit. I said I would do the pet sit because I just wanted to like have a chance to come to Madrid and not have to pay for lodging.
Mhm.
And but the thing is, one of the people actually kept for who I interviewed last Wednesday. We were supposed to get together this week, but she's down with the cold or something, and I was like, then you stay yourself right over there. I'm gonna check on you, see how you doing and everything.
Mhm.
But yeah, I ain't trying to get the cooties right now. I'm trying to
Yeah,
avoid it as much as possible
I
and
feel
stuff.
you.
Um, but yeah, I'm here. I was supposed to, so y'all know I have joined Internations and I be finding things to do on there. And they have a really great chapter here with all kinds of subgroups here in Madrid. And so there was like 3 things. Friday, I was supposed to go out to like the big event. It was like hundreds of people coming to that one. And then there was one today that it was like it was at some tavern or whatever. And yeah, so that was nice. And I met some nice people. And then there's one on Tuesday. But the one on Friday, girl, I was like, yeah, I'm going to get ready because it started at 9 o'clock. Okay, so y'all know where this was going.
Just
So
like,
then, and the couch is really comfy too.
mhm.
Okay. This couch at my pet center is really comfy. And so yeah, 7 o'clock rolled around. I was like, okay, yes, let's get ready. Let's get ready. 8 o'clock, you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna put on some makeup, you're gonna put on like a curly do and stuff, and you're gonna look cute and you're gonna go out and you're gonna mingle and have fun. And 8:15, 8:30 rolled around, and I was like, girl, yeah, we just gonna sit on this couch. I got things to do. Yeah, I'm gonna
Yep,
sit on
yeah,
the couch. It
yeah.
was
I can relate
wonderful.
totally.
Yeah. So, but I've done that in the past where I will have things on my itinerary of things to do. And then
Mhm.
sometimes I'll just be like, and that's not happening. Okay.
And it's okay. But
Yes.
hey,
And that's okay to
you
say
had
that's
good
okay.
intentions, but
No.
that's okay. And that's okay.
Yeah.
I joined internations during the
Your
lockdown.
sabbatical?
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
okay.
during the lockdown. Well, the thing is, I
Mhm.
forgot about it while I was on my sabbatical. I forgot I was a member. I've been
Oh,
paying till like last year. I was paying for it this whole time.
I
Totally
forgot while
forgot
you were
about it.
actually on your sabbatical.
Forgot about it. Totally forgot. I mean, I used it all the time, during lockdown. I was on there talking people all over the place.
Mhm.
Where I get out in the world, forgot I even had it.
Wow. Except I almost forgot I had it when I was in Lisbon in December. And I was just like, because I was like, I need to find some things to do because I was with was it Black Americans in Lisbon. I was with the group, or I'm with the group Black in Portugal, but just to have that extra one, just to have more
Mhm.
options. And but they had like some holiday stuff that was going on that I was excited to go to, but they were already like it was already filled up. They had reached their capacity, so I'm like,
Mhm.
well, I guess not. But
Mhm.
anyways, all that to say is I had big plans Friday, and my big plans did happen on this couch. Yes. And and that just seems to be a theme lately to recognize when I don't have to.
You
There,
don't have
yeah,
to.
there's no law. It's like I did cancel in the platform just to let them know I'm not coming, but they had over 200 people. They weren't missing me.
Mhm.
Um, and then also because of the fact I probably if I was closer in, but I'm in northern Madrid right now,
Mhm.
so um, the cab was going to be like maybe well at night on a Friday night it was going to be like 15 euro, and then I was like, well, by the time I come back it's going to be even more and stuff. It was just like I was like, oh, you know what? It's just so much easier just to sit on the couch, and it was nice.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
actually, that's that night when I didn't do anything. That's when I got the thumbnail together and the questions and everything together for this live. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. You still being productive.
yeah, I was
Still
still
being
productive.
productive.
I was still very
Yeah.
productive.
How long is
It's
your
been,
pet sit?
huh?
How
Oh,
long
this
is your
pet's
pet sit? Hmm.
it's just a week. Like, yeah,
Okay.
I head back at the end of the week and stuff. So it's very nice, convenient. The dog is just really sweet and awesome. And right now it's rainy, and also the dog's a little older, and so like last time I pet sit for her this past summer, and the dog was we were walking miles, and now Mo is like, go outside, do her business, and be like, and I'm not crossing the street. Go back inside right now. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So I'm like,
Yeah,
thank you.
I've seen enough. Been there,
Yeah.
done it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like I know
I
this neighborhood. That's okay.
So
Okay.
how often do you pet sit?
Now I since I've been in Spain, I and well since I've gotten my own place too, but since I've been in Spain, I think I've done about maybe 8. Yeah,
Mm.
probably about 8 since I've been in Spain a year ago. But before that, I was full time.
Oh,
I've been
really?
paid rent
Okay.
for a year and a half. Yeah. So
Yeah, I
yeah.
did one pet sit. That was
Was it for
it.
you?
It wasn't
Okay.
for me. I did it.
Okay.
It was like I don't know. It's a weird. You know how just certain things bother you and you don't really know why. It's just
Mhm.
it worked out for me though because it was part of my sabbatical, and I did a video about it. But I did. I grew up with dogs. I love
Yeah.
dogs. I had two. Well, my one of them passed a month and a half ago.
Okay.
But so I'm like easy peasy. As Stephanie would put it, I'm a friend to animals. I could do
Yeah.
this. And it got me into Scotland, as expensive as Scotland was. And it was a month long. Okay, get this.
Oh,
So I was on the site, registered, and I received two requests. I mean, I hadn't applied to any sits, but
mhm.
received two requests. One I couldn't do; it was in France, but I'm like, I can't do it because I'm on my way out. It was during my sabbatical. I'm on my way out of the country because of the Schengen. I
Yeah.
had to get out. So I'm like, I had to get out. I couldn't do that sit. So I'm like, sorry, I got to get out of the country before I get in trouble. And then the other one came up just in time towards the end of my sabbatical, and it was in Scotland, Inverness. She reached out to me saying and pretty much sold like, hey, I'd love for you to, and would you please, and it's beautiful, and I'll do this. And then she was offering to pay for me to come there, and I'm like, no, it don't work that way. I don't need that. That's fine.
I'm so confused. The reason I have this look of like duh on my face is because I'm like, you didn't even apply for a sit. It's back up. Hold on, just a second. Y'all know I go squirrel. So if the format seems off, oh well. Okay. So yes, we're having real conversation. Okay, so we'll do the formal introduction after we finish this conversation. So,
Okay.
anyways, what was in your profile that made people like come approach you? You hadn't even applied to anything.
I don't know. Because I was just like, Stephanie said she had this letter. I'll wait. Maybe I'll get the letter later when I decide on, what I want to do. So I was just kind of poking around the site and had registered and had it in my back pocket just in case. And yeah, I got, hey, you want to, and I'm just like, now what was so funny is like, I wanted to go to Scotland and I kept looking at Airbnbs and I'm like, I can't afford it. I can't, I ain't paying that much. I'm just
Yeah.
not. And then poof, she wrote me, hey, it's a month. I'm like, heck yeah, I'm there.
Okay.
It was a German Shepherd puppy,
Oh.
puppy, puppy, and two senior Shih Tzus. And I'm like, no problem, girl. That German Shepherd drug me all over. They wanted me to do like a forest. They lived like a block, maybe 2 blocks from a forest, and they would take the dogs on a forest walk daily, twice. The German Shepherd, she needs a lot of exercise. Twice. They
Yeah.
had a huge, huge, beautiful yard, but they would take them to the forest. So I'm like, yeah, no problem. I get there, I meet that dog. That puppy, she was under a year old, but she was big. And that dog, and I underestimated. I'm over 50. I'm getting older.
A
I'm
few
not as
considerations, some things you
strong.
hadn't considered.
I'm not as strong as I used to be. That
Yeah.
dog drugged me all over the forest. When I tell you, well, okay, not the forest. There's a street that we had to go down to get to the forest. Because once she got
Hmm.
to the forest, I could let her off the leash. And she
Okay.
was great. And it's funny, she got used to me and she would like trot ahead and look back like, you coming? She wouldn't leave me, except one time she did. But yeah, no, I did a whole video about it on my YouTube page. But yeah, that was my experience. And I'm like, I don't think this is for me. And it's not even so much the animals, it's
Hmm.
more being in somebody's house.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know why, like the Airbnb doesn't bother me, but being in somebody's house
Yeah.
that's currently living there, it just bothered me. I just felt,
Okay.
I didn't do
And the
nothing,
bottom
but I
line
just
is, it's
felt,
not for everybody. It just
yeah.
isn't.
I
Yeah.
wish I could get used to it because I'd be bouncing around now. But but yeah, no,
Okay.
that was my
So
experience.
okay. So okay. Let us back up.
Oh, we gotta,
And
okay.
please do. So tell me a little bit about, for people that don't know who you are,
Oh yeah.
give us, yes, please do. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Yes, we know that you're a project manager, but still, just kind of tell us like how it started, just like a little bit, and then I'll
Okay.
start asking a whole bunch of in-depth questions. Okay.
Okay. So hey y'all. I'm Teresa Durham. I'm Sabbatical Life on YouTube. I follower of Stephanie and Rashida. Um, and in 2021, I took a sabbatical. I took off. I sold my house, everything I had. I went from a 4-bedroom house down to 4 tubs. I quit my job, sold my car, and took off and traveled the world. I came back at the end of 2022, and I've been a business owner since then. I continue to stay plugged into the Exodus community because, like they said, once you get out there, once you quit your job and get out there, you don't want to go back to what you used to do. And it's the truth. It's the truth.
Yeah.
So I don't know that. I'm originally from Indianapolis. I've
Okay.
lived in Metro Atlanta for over, how old is my daughter? Over 25, over 30, over 25, I'll say over 25 years. And yeah, I'll let you ask questions for the rest. But yeah, I think that's all that they would be interested in so far.
Okay, so I guess because when I think sabbatical, I think uh the initial goal is that you're going to be coming back to the job. So when you say sabbatical, because when I think sabbatical, I don't think like selling everything and like I'm out. So your sabbatical was like first I quit this job and then you were like, and I'm not going to work for a while, or were you still employed when you went on the sabbatical?
I was not employed when I went on the sabbatical.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So what had happened was, y'all can blame Stephanie for this.
We all do.
Um, so I was just at a point in my life, as we come to these points. I was unfulfilled in my job, um, working my butt off, high performer, didn't feel I was getting the recognition I deserved in my job, even though I was trying. Um, I was just tired. My mom had died a couple of years before. My brother had died right after that. I'm the oldest of three, two brothers and me. My kids were older. My son had moved out. My daughter she should have been out, but she wasn't out yet. But she's older, and nobody needed me. Nobody really knew. I
Yeah.
had a grandson, but he lived with his mother. Um, Nobody needed me, so I was just kind of like, I'm just out here. I need to figure something out for myself. And the whole COVID thing. Um, should I have said that word? Should I avoid saying that word? People avoid saying the
COVID?
word in videos. Yeah, I don't know why, but
I don't
yeah,
care.
okay.
Just we don't refer to that one person. I just the little orange man. Just I
Oh
don't like
yeah,
saying
no.
his name, but other than that, yeah, I don't care.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know. I mean, I've seen other videos and they avoid saying it. So I'm like, does it get your video flagged or what? Okay.
I,
Anyway, so during that
I don't think
time,
so. But we'll find out.
yeah, during that time, I'm like, I'm just, I had time to think about it. So I decided, I had always wanted to live abroad,
Hmm.
but I didn't know where. I didn't know where to start. I didn't know how to do it, whatever. I stumbled across Stephanie's, their Exodus Summit, and I
Hmm.
attended it. And I had never thought of a sabbatical. I thought, when I heard the word sabbatical, I thought of church. I thought sabbatical meant you were going to somebody's village and you're going to be working and helping people. And I'm like,
Oh, okay.
I don't want to do that. I like to help people, but that ain't what I'm doing. Okay. Oh,
Okay.
they
Yeah, I'm gonna have
commented
to
on the C
close this
word.
because I didn't know this.
You
I
didn't
had
know?
never heard that.
Okay. I don't want to be the reason that you get banned or whatever happens.
I'm
So yeah, I
like
won't do it
Big
again.
Brother.
But y'all
What?
know
Okay.
the word
Anyways,
that
go
shall
ahead,
not be
girl.
mentioned. But so yeah, they introduced me to sabbatical, and it's a time away from work. Um, they didn't tell me to quit my job, but they mentioned people were quitting their jobs. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
so I said the first thing I need to get this noose from around my, not noose, this anchor from around my neck, which was my house. I
Yeah.
love my house, but I spent years and years to get that house. And the reason I got it, that was no more. My kids were older, they were leaving. They didn't care about the house. I got it so if my mom wanted to move in with me, I had an area for her. My mom, number one, she didn't really care for Atlanta. And number two, she didn't want to leave her house. And number
Yeah.
three, she died. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm in this big old house. The animals were starting to drive me crazy between the woodpeckers pecking on stuff and the squirrels teasing my dogs and running them crazy and getting in my attic and all kinds. It was always something. And I'm like, I'm getting rid of this house. During that time, houses were going like that. I put it on the
Hmm.
market. It was gone that week. Uh,
Okay.
weekend. It went on the market Thursday. I had 6 offers Friday, and I picked one of those, and I was out of there 30 days. I moved into an apartment, and that year I'm like, I'll just buy a smaller house whenever, whatever. At least I got the house gone. But then Stephanie and Rashida, Exodus Summit, they're like,
Okay, why?
hey,
Why you gonna buy another house? But yeah,
yeah, why
you
buy
got
another house, girl? You can go somewhere. You can travel. And I'm like, I don't have a mortgage anymore. I can figure this out. I'm gonna go on a 6 month sabbatical. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go on a 6 month sabbatical. Mm.
wow.
I'm gonna go. First, I said 2 weeks. Then I said a month. 6 months. Then I'm like, let me check my bank account. I'm taking a year sabbatical. And my company's like, oh, we allow you to take sabbaticals. You can take a 2 week sabbatical. I'm like, that's vacation. No,
Yeah, that is not a sabbatical.
no,
Okay.
it's not. So I started thinking, I'm like, you know what? I'm not happy here. Everything's in flux. Who knows what the world's going to do? Who knows how long I'm going to live? I hate to get morbid, but
Mhm.
all this stuff was going through my mind. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I have been laid off in my lifetime a handful, probably more than 5 times. I didn't ask for that. The company
Yeah.
made a decision. You ain't working here no more. And then I recovered, you know. So I'm like, I'm gonna lay myself off. This is gonna be my choice,
I
my
love
rule.
that.
I figured out I could do it. And I'm gonna do what I'm not gonna spend the whole time looking for another job. Because that's what you get laid off and just like, well, I can't do anything else but look for another job. Mm-mm. I'm laying
Exactly.
myself off and I'm gonna do what I want to do. So my house was gone. The only thing I had to do was get my daughter into her own place and find a place for my dogs. My daughter wound up taking my dogs in because she said they keep her company. And I'm so
Yeah.
glad she did because I felt bad trying to rehome them. I have had them for years. And it worked out because it was her first time being on her own. And the dogs did keep her company and kept her, moving and
Yeah.
doing what she needed to do. So I made plans to quit my job for my birthday in October. My 50, I made a song about it. 54, 55, my 55th birthday. My
Your
55th
song, you
birthday.
wait a minute, you made a song about it?
I made a song about it. Girl, when it happened, I recorded myself singing a
You
song
know I wanna
about
hear the song
I'm
now.
no, it was 54 because I said I'm no longer 53. I don't remember the words. I'm no longer 53. Um, and basically, I quit my job and I'm about to hop on a plane and travel the world. Bye, y'all. That was kind of, that was kind of the song.
Nice dance beat? Okay.
No, it was just like a little melancholy. I was like, it was a close up, and I was just like, how was it? Happy birthday to me. I'm no longer 53. Oh, I quit my job for my birthday. And now I'm leaving the country. That's it. That was the song. And that's how I told my family and
Oh my
friends
gosh.
I was taking a sabbatical. I sure did. Ooh, looking back, that
Wow.
was cute.
No,
That
that was
was
cute. That
cute.
was cute.
That was kind of cute.
Okay, so I wanna go back and ask you, when you sold your house, uh, how everybody's like, "Yes, hey, yes." I like that one. I'm glad I had you saying yes. It's just so yes, not pretend that she loved it.
Thank you.
Um, so now when you sold your house,
Hmm.
what was the because you had 30 days to get out.
Yeah.
What was that like to like take everything and like did you put it in storage? Did you sell at that time? Did you just move when you took everything, put it in your apartment? What was that transition like?
I made the hard decision and I got rid of almost everything. I kept the stuff that my daughter, like her bed. I gave her, so her house, her apartment would be furnished, but she was
Yeah.
moving into a 1 bedroom, small apartment. She didn't need a lot. So, like dishes, household things, I kept for her. But the rest, I sold some things, but 30 days, and we
You
were
don't have
still in
time.
the middle of the pandemic, I didn't have a lot of time to sell stuff. So I gave away, I had to pay to have a lot of stuff hauled away because I just
Mm-hmm.
had so much stuff. I had so much stuff and I couldn't sell it all. And and time was running out. So I
Yeah.
wound up being paid. I took a lot of stuff to Goodwill, a lot of stuff, and I wound up paying. I've had to pay twice, 2 truckloads of stuff, furniture,
Oh
appliances,
wow.
all kinds of stuff. Because I was like, I just sucked it up and said I got to let it go because I didn't want to
Yeah.
pay for storage. And
Yeah.
honestly, I was trying to leave. I didn't want anything dragging me down. I wanted to be
You gotta
free
let
for
go to let
whatever
in
happened.
whatever the new stuff is. That's my big thing.
Let
You
it
have to let
come.
go to let in. You got to. You got to.
I let it
You
go.
holding
So
on to the
I
past
got
too much.
down to those, those plastic tubs that you buy.
Mhm.
I had four. I went from a 4 bedroom house on a basement to 4 tubs of belongings. And I put them in my daughter, and she just happened to get a storage with her apartment. It's just a closet next to her apartment door, and
Mm.
it's in there.
Okay.
Well, some of it I have now, but some of it's still in there. Stuff like, I do have one giant picture, well, 2 giant pictures, sculpture pictures that I bought from Paris on my first trip. I wouldn't get rid of those, so I kept those. Those are in her storage. Um, I got rid of most of my clothes. Girl, you should have seen the wigs. I had.
You know I don't play
I
about my
don't do a
wig.
lot of hair like I used to, but I had
Mm-hmm.
so many wigs. I gave some away on Facebook Marketplace.
Marketplace.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but the rest of them I gave away. I put them in with Goodwill, and I sold a few of them on was it Poshmark? But again, I didn't have time to be playing with people trying to make up their
Yeah.
mind if they wanted stuff. I just got rid of it.
Yeah. I don't play with all my wigs. My wigs had their own suitcase when I moved here. Okay.
I
But
Girl,
what was
would you
funny
see if
was
you ever saw the pictures of how many I had? It was ridiculous. It was
you had a whole
ridiculous. I was
inventory.
like,
No,
"Ugh."
just this past Saturday, because I was supposed to be coming back to the States like maybe
Mm,
in May.
mm,
And at that time, like I got a small storage, but the price keeps going up. So finally I just and basically I had very little bit left in storage because I got rid of so much, but there were some things like some paintings and things. There were actual paintings,
mm.
some artwork that I was like, I'm not just going to give this away. I can't. And so,
Yeah.
so anyways, when I decided that I'm not coming back this summer like I had planned, I reached out to my oldest daughter, and she had just moved into a house. Her and her boyfriend just moved into a house, and I was like, so hey, since I'm not coming back, it's like I promise you, I don't have that much. It's like it might take up a corner of your garage. Like it's like I think 2 tubs and some artwork.
Hmm.
That was it, and maybe like a little file thing and stuff with some paperwork that I
Yeah,
might
yeah.
need.
Hmm.
So, anyways, she went last weekend. Her and her boyfriend went to the storage, and she called me video chat. She's like, "Why do you still have this storage? What? There's nothing in here." I was like, "Well, that's why I need you to go ahead and take it and put it in your garage."
Well, the thing is, like after so long, do you really need it?
The
I mean,
biggest thing that
there's
was
some of
in
the
there
stuff
that
that
was
I
really
kept.
like,
I'm like, I don't. I,
what's the point?
yeah, I'm
There
keeping
was
my
a very good
pictures.
quality yoga mat that was in there, and my daughter was like, "Ooh, ooh, I like." I was like, "You can have that. I bought me a new one since I've been here." But yeah,
Yeah,
other than that, yeah, you
yeah.
get rid
I
of all
do
that stuff.
every once in a while. I'll see. You know how Facebook and your phone will bring up memory pictures and stuff, and I'm
Yeah.
like, where's that dress? Oh man, I wish I still had that dress. Or oh, the hair was cute on me. I wish I had that. So I'll look at stuff and be like, oh, I wish I had it. I wish I had it. But to be honest, I don't have the same body for one. I've gained so much weight. And two, that's where I'm at in life. It's different. So I'm like,
That's
I
amazing. That's amazing. Okay. So when you first were like, okay, I am really leaving. When you decided to stay the 6 months, on sabbatical. Had you already started the sabbatical? And when you decided to do a year, had you already started, or were these decisions along the road, along the way?
No, this was decisions in my head before I pulled the plug
Oh,
or whatever and said, this is what I'm doing. I had decided on a year before I quit my job.
okay.
So when I said I quit my job, I had planned out what I was going to do and where I was going to go and all that other stuff for a year.
Did you have any, I want to ask this because it's an honest question. Did you have any kind of weird guilt or something in you that was still like kind of making you feel like, who the hell do you think you are doing something like this and then planning a year? Did you have any kind of weird, like, how dare you feelings initially?
I I feel guilt all the time as a mom, as a mom.
Okay.
And uh I was just telling my daughter today, do things afraid. It's okay to be afraid,
I
but
heard that.
what's on the other side of fear could be amazing. And when I look back at my life and the things that I've done afraid, good risk. It was a good risk to take.
Yes.
And taking a sabbatical is was one of those things. I I don't regret it. The guilt, yes, it was there because I thought, what kind of mom puts her daughter out? Because I mean that's kind of like I felt like, because I mean she was dragging her feet, and to be honest, had
Mhm.
I not pushed her to get an apartment, she wouldn't be on her own now. If I hadn't
Yeah.
taken that sabbatical, she'd still be living with me, and that's just the truth. But
Yes.
so
Yes. Yes.
that's
Do it
it.
afraid.
With me, yes, I take her with me. I so yeah, and I have a grandson who he's 12 now. But at the time I'm like, what if something happens and they need me? Because I have been I'm the oldest of three. I've always been the responsible one, single
Yeah.
parent. I raised my two kids by myself. I was never married. So it was always on me. So doing something just for me, I couldn't help but feel guilty because I'm like, I'm supposed to be sacrificing my happiness to make sure they're okay. I'm supposed to be, the guilt started when I sold my house because I'm
Mhm.
like, I don't have a house. If my kids need to come back home, they have no home. Yeah, the guilt was all over the place. It was all over the place. I
I'm
have to
so
be
glad that we're having this conversation. This is a nuance of the conversation that sometimes we touch on, but we never actually express it in a way, because I know that there's somebody out here that's either looking at it now or is going to look at it in the future. Hashtag replay. That's like, oh, that was me. And there are so many parents or caregivers that feel that never make that move because they are still living on, and they're still surviving and on that expectation that they're supposed to be the martyrs. They're supposed to be the ones that give and give and give. And if you decide to be selfish and take what's yours, okay,
How dare you? How dare you?
yeah,
How
how
dare you?
dare you?
I and even if no one's saying it to you, you're saying it to yourself.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, I definitely feel that, and I felt that, and I continue to. I that guilt is there, and you know, I, I'll go back to I'm on Stephanie's Saturday Lives a lot, and I hear the
Hmm.
way she talks, and I'm not 100% on board with everything she says,
Yeah.
but I'm like, I wish I could feel that way. You know what I mean? I wish I could be more selfish for me. I wish
Hmm.
I didn't have these feelings of guilt, but I do. And I recognize that I have them and I explore why. And I remind myself the sacrifices that I've made in my life for other people, my kids, the rest of my family, my mom, my grandson, hell, work, people that aren't in my family, sacrifices I probably shouldn't have done. It's too much. At
People
what
have
point?
no impact on your finances or your well-being. You're like, well, what are they? I feel bad that they feel that way.
I feel bad when I take off. I shouldn't. What they gonna do without me? Girl,
Girl.
bye. I don't feel that way anymore. I don't feel that way anymore. And
And here's the
when
thing.
hmm
Please don't wait for the guilt to go away before you finally do something.
exactly. And that's what I'm
Don't wait.
saying. I still feel it, but I'm like, hey, that's just part of who I am,
Yeah.
and
Take it
I'm not
with you.
beating
You'll be
myself
fine.
up for it. I'm not gonna beat myself up for it. I'm
Yeah.
doing the best that I can. I've done the best that I can. Um, they need to figure some things out. I'm not always going to be here, and I
Yeah.
tell them all the time, like, I'm not always going to be here. Consider it practice. I'm
Yeah.
on the other
I
side of the
love
ocean. Y'all can call me. I can send some money if I have to, but I'm not going to jump in the car at 3 o'clock in the morning to come and get you, or I'm not going to be able to take you to this extracurricular activity or whatever. I'm still there. You can talk to me. I love you. I'm gonna be there as
it's
much
funny
as I
because
can, but I have to do this for me.
mhm. No, I was about to say that there's these little skits that I see on social media where they will be like they have like their emotions like over there in the corner doing stuff. Like, you have anxiety over in the corner like biting the nails and you
Yeah,
have like anger over there talking about I told you and it's like that. You take all that acknowledge him, be like, I see you over there acting a fool and giving me doubt, self-doubt. I see you, and we're gonna keep moving, and I'm gonna drop you off at some point. Bye. But
right.
take it with you. Take the
Mhm.
anxiety or whatever it is with you. Learn how to manage it until it finally goes away or goes on a long sabbatical itself someplace else. Okay.
Exactly. It might not. It might not.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
hey, okay. It's like, hey, I see you. I acknowledge you, and okay, I'll keep doing what I'm doing over here. And Maya,
Yes.
same thing. Same with me. When I would put in PTO, I mean, days would roll over. I'm like, I can't take off. This is going, I can't. And it's like, I try to instill that in my children now and tell them, look,
Mhm.
this is what's important. Treat it as such. That job's just going to have to figure something out, because at the end of the day, if you die, like my son drives trucks, if you die in that truck, they're going to be like, oh, is the truck okay?
Yeah.
Is the truck still good? Okay, put
Yeah.
somebody else in that truck and, you know,
Keep it moving. They got orders.
keep
They
moving.
still got to report to the board.
Keep it moving.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at in my life. And yeah, I just,
Wow.
the guilt's there, but I just operate with it.
Well, that's good. I love that. I love that. So okay, so now you've decided you've taken a year. What was your first stop?
So I had it all planned out, but pandemic, right?
Yes.
Those plans just went out the window. So I started in I so I quit my job, and I took 30 days to get the apartment together and sell my car. So 30 days or less, I was on a plane to Patty, Paris, Paris. I was on a plane. I was on a plane to Paris. I know someone there, so I went to say hi. So I just spent a couple of days in Paris. Went from Paris, I went to Nice because I wanted to spend some time in the southern part of France because I wanted
Okay.
to see if I found something there that I just really loved and maybe I wanted to live there. Because I've
Hmm.
been to Paris a few times and I enjoyed it. And to be honest, it was my first international trip, so I think that's why I loved it so much. It was just
Okay.
different and it was just like, wow, I'm in Paris. Ugh.
Yeah.
I had been a couple of times, so I'm like, let me explore the southern part. So I went from Paris to Nice, and while I was in Nice, I went to Set, And then my plan was to spend a few months in Montpelier.
Okay.
So trying to get to Montpelier, I wound up in, I think that's where I wound up in Set. It was a suburb. You know, I was reading you trying to find a place to go and you're looking in Airbnb and just kind of like what they do in Atlanta. They'll say Atlanta, but it's in Marietta.
Yeah.
Or it's, and it's like, this ain't Atlanta. I wanted to be in Atlanta proper, the city of.
Yeah.
So same thing happened with me in Montpelier. I wanted to be in Montpelier and I wound up in Set. That was like not close enough to where I wanted to be. So I stayed there a week. Then I got a place in Montpelier, which was like right in the heart of Old Town. I walked out the door and I'm in an alley with cobblestones and the touristy old. It was really quaint, but the place, I couldn't sleep on the bed. So I left there after 3 days.
In bed. My
There,
God.
I could talk to some people about experiences and stuff you don't think about, but the bed was not doable. So I'm like, I'm sorry, honey, I need to leave. She was mad. So I found another place and I love this location. Now the place, it wasn't clean. It's like no one had been there for months.
You're telling me about this. Yeah.
Cobwebs and all this other stuff. So I cleaned and it was really convenient. There was a store across the street. It was easy. It was right on the train. I could go back to downtown and the old town and I could get around and it was nice. So I'm like, I'm going to stay here the rest of my time through the holidays and get used to Montpelier. So I asked the guys, hey, can I stay longer? Because I would only book a week or two in advance until I got to the place and scoped out where I wanted to be. So I had only booked a week or so there. And I said, hey, I like it here. Can I extend my stay a couple of months? That would take me through the holidays. And then when I needed to leave the Schengen area, after that, I was going to Cape Town because I had to give me some Africa in, right? No. I'm being silly. So they said, yeah, we'd love to have you. I'm like, okay, awesome. Girl, I went shopping. I bought all kinds of stuff because this place they didn't even have toilet paper. So when I got there, I had to run to the store and get some necessities, toilet paper, soap. I got seasonings and all this other stuff for the kitchen, the stuff that you just need that wasn't there. Also, the bed I didn't like the bedding. It didn't feel clean. I bought that. I bought some pillows. Girl, I was just like, I'm going to be cool and I'm going to be comfortable. And they came back and raised the price on me. And I'm like, what do I do now? I spent all this money. Do I stay here? Because that's wrong of them. And they said they raised the price because it was the holidays. And I'm like, y'all didn't tell me that that's not cool. So I tried to find another place in Montpelier and I was trying to figure out, do I leave? Do I stay? I left Montpelier, left all that stuff I bought, and I went back to Nice. I found a place, Cagnes-sur-Mer is a suburb of Nice. And I stayed there through the holidays. And the place was so cute. It had, I had posted pictures right outside my window. The palm trees were decorated with Christmas lights. So looking out the window, it looked like a picture, like a Christmas picture. And just beyond that, on the other side of the street was the Mediterranean. It was beautiful, a beautiful view.
Okay, so I'm going to go back for just a second. I got to say it. Now, Maya just said, it's like you should be banned from Airbnb if you don't provide toilet paper.
Okay.
My thing is this. You bought all that stuff to make that place your home, and you were, in your graciousness that I do not have, left the stuff there for the people that screwed you over with that rent. I'm sorry. I do not condone like doing any kind of violence and stuff like that. But that stuff would have been in the middle of the street on that cobblestone burning before I would have let them have it. But
yeah,
that's just
that was a sore spot. I hated doing that, but I'm like,
I say this in just because I'm not going to jail in another country. But yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What'd you say?
I say that in just and jokingly because I'm not going to jail in another country. But in my
Oh,
mind,
right,
that's what would happen. That's what was happening. Anyways, I'm
right.
sorry. Go ahead.
No, that I that hurt. That hurt. I had put it out on YouTube during my, I kind of YouTubed my time traveling,
Mhm.
and I'm like, I need to figure out what am I going to do, y'all. I done bought all this money and spent all this money and did this, and now they're coming out on top. They're coming out ahead because they got all this stuff. The apartment's clean now. It's cleaner than it was when I left. Now they got a new
Girl,
duvet. I done bought a
I'm
duvet and pillows because I was gonna be comfortable.
that whole Airbnb, that whole place got to come up, and I'm sorry.
If
Oh
I
my
knew
god.
someone and could have gave it to someone, I would have done that, but I just didn't. And it was like, let me just move on. Let me just kiss it goodbye. It hurt.
Yeah.
It hurt. Hurt. But yeah, that's what I did. And
Yeah.
two, I didn't mention this when I left for my sabbatical. I overpacked.
Okay.
And I wound up leaving a whole suitcase in Paris because I'm like carrying that stuff up and down stairs, in and out of subways, across cobblestones, and all the stuff. I'm like, no, we're
Yeah.
gonna leave a whole suitcase
Yes.
in Paris, and that's
Yes.
what I did. So
She said,
yeah,
wait a minute, did you leave it in Paris, or did you like find a storage locker in Paris to move around? Okay, never mind. Never mind.
the
I'm
hotel
sorry.
I stayed in, there was a nice young lady that was cleaning the rooms, and I left a note for her, like, look, maybe you could fit some of this stuff, help yourself. I can't take it with me or give it away. So I don't know if she got it or if the hotel got it and just got rid of it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I left a whole suitcase there. I'm like,
Because the thing is, you sometimes you just you didn't know. You didn't know
oh
about,
no.
because the lesson that I learned, that's when I learned about making sure that wherever you are in Europe, that if it says first floor, that's not the first floor. And so the
Yes.
first floor is not the first floor. So you really need to know if there's an elevator, is the elevator on the first floor, the ground floor, or the second floor? Because sometimes it's like the second floor is like, and for every floor, it's like actually two flights. Okay, usually.
Is there a lift? That's what you
Oh,
need to be like, okay, is there a lift? Oh, those are some beautiful views. Is there a lift?
and
Y'all
what
got
floor
an
is the
elevator.
lift on? Very,
Oh,
very important, because I've like they were like, yeah, there's a lift, and you still had to go up two flights of stairs to get to the lift.
okay.
Baby,
Yeah.
yeah,
No, they be
yeah. I'm
tricking
sorry.
us. They be tricking us.
I'm having
But
some PTSD right now, y'all. Okay.
and then let's not talk about the size of some of the lifts. It's like being in a coffin. Yeah, send the suitcase up, then I get in and go up
Hmm.
crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, okay, I'm sorry. Now that I'm sufficiently
Okay, so you asked
traumatized.
me
Okay.
so where I went. So that was October, November through January.
Hmm.
I was in France, bouncing around, train rides, whatever. Then I tried to get to Cape Town, but my flight was canceled twice. So I'm
Oh.
like, okay, clearly I ain't going there. I ain't gonna get to go there. So I went to Republic of Georgia, Tbilisi,
Okay.
because
Oh,
I've
I heard
been
about that.
hearing, yeah, Tbilisi. Um, so I went there. First place I landed, gorgeous, but the bed couldn't do it. So I did a whole video on because I mean it was decorated so nicely. I mean, upscale, like wallpaper, just very nice. But I'm like, I can't sleep on this bed. So I had to leave. And I found another apartment that was really nice. And I stayed there for like a month and a half. Uh, hey, Dr. Crystal. I stayed there for a month and a half in Tbilisi. And I left Tbilisi and went to, oh, that's when the Exodus group was supposed to meet in Antalya, Turkey. And then the
Oh,
whole Russia,
okay.
and then the whole Russia thing jumped off. So I had made
Oh,
my plans to meet them, leave Georgia and meet them in Antalya. And when they decided to cancel it, I'm like, well, I'll just go. I'll stay for a week and then I'll find somewhere else to go. Because by then I was just like, I tried to make plans and stuff kept getting canceled because of the way the pandemic was progressing. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, got comfortable planning out 2 weeks, which the me before I went on sabbatical would be losing her mind. 2 weeks
Mm-hmm.
wasn't enough. I had to plan out. So that's one thing that I got comfortable with is planning out 2 weeks in advance and being comfortable with, okay, this is what we're doing. So I went to Antalya. I stayed in some apartel, I think they call it apartment hotel type of place.
Okay. Okay.
And I liked it, but they didn't have any more vacancy. Because remember, I told you I would only do a limited amount of time until I figured out where I wanted to be. So unfortunately, they didn't have any more vacancy. And so I wound up staying in a hotel for like 3 weeks that was right on the Mediterranean, on the boardwalk where everything was. So I stayed in that
Mm-hmm.
hotel for 3 weeks, and then I found an Airbnb down the street from that, again on the boardwalk or whatever you call it, right on the Mediterranean. So I spent another month and a half or 2 months, something like that, in Antalya. That's when it started feeling normal, being out and about, making friends. I was meeting people, and people were just like, "Hey, meet us over here." And there was one thing where a lot of Turkey is a Muslim country,
Mm-hmm.
and they would do the call to prayer several times a day. So I'm drawing a blank on the name of the is it Ramadan, where they don't eat, they fast, and
Okay.
then
Yeah.
they have a meal at at
It was
sunset, something like that.
7. Yeah. It's sundown. Yeah.
Yeah, so they
And Ramadan
invited,
is either started or is about to start now. It's somewhere
yeah,
like we're
something
in the
like,
midst of it
yeah.
right now. Yeah.
So I had been invited to, they started inviting just people all over to share in their breaking their fast. And I
Mm-hmm.
went to a couple of those, and it was so, I mean, there were
Great.
people
That food be
from
good.
Turkey, there were people from the conflicting places, the Russians, there were people from Ukraine, there were people from, Pakistan, Iran, all sitting together eating and trying to figure out, you know, they were learning I don't know if they were learning Turkish or English, one of them. They were learning the language, and they were all
Mm-hmm.
trying to communicate with each other. And it was so beautiful, especially knowing what was happening,
Yeah.
in the world. That
I'm
was
just putting in here because like right now, Ramadan, I just looked it up because yeah,
okay.
so this
So is
is
Ramadan,
Google
is
verified.
Ramadan a thing?
So don't be like coming at me like that's not right. I'm this is Google verified. That's the gist of my research right now. Okay.
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 Yeah. So yeah, that was probably it, because that seems like aligns with the time I was there. Um. So yeah. So I left Turkey.
I'm here. I just need to get my light so I can get it back on.
Okay. So I left Turkey, and I met a friend in Morocco. A friend asked if I would meet her in Morocco, and we were in Morocco for 2 weeks. Um, Marrakesh, Marrakesh. Pause. Not before 10. The bed was hard. It was really hard. And they had a rollaway bed. I tried that too. That didn't work. The sofa didn't work. I had to go. But yeah, it was hard. The bed was hard. So yeah, so I was saying I left Turkey and met a friend in Morocco, in Marrakesh, and we spent 2 weeks in Marrakesh. The first week we spent in the middle of not the souks,
Oh,
but right, the
Medina.
Medina, the Medina.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, it was it was a Riyadh that she had chosen. Um, it could have been
Because I did.
cleaner.
I stayed in the Medina when one night when I did a pet sit in Morocco. In Rabat, Morocco. I did a pet sit, and the pet sit was actually on like a U.S. or international school base. I think it was a
Mhm.
U.S. school, but the night before I left, I stayed in the Medina at an Airbnb. I rented a room and stuff, and
Oh,
we were like oh my, that was the most unique, different experience because I like sat, I was able to sit down with them. They had cooked and it was some great food. Anyways, I'm sorry, girl.
I
Go
like
ahead.
how they do that. That's cool.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
whole, they cook for you and everybody in the riad eats together,
Mm-hmm.
um, but the one I stayed in wasn't very clean. The
Oh,
family
okay.
that lived there, they were nice. Um, they needed to watch their little boy because I had to get on him a few times for acting up. I I get what I'm auntie. Maybe I'm too old to be auntie. I don't know. Whatever I am,
You didn't
auntie.
make
I
him go
don't
get a
raise
switch, did
kids.
you?
Somebody else, huh?
I said you didn't make him go get a switch, did you?
Girl, this kid was. I was in my room and I kept hearing this splash, 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 splash. There's a fountain on the floor where we were,
Mm-hmm.
and the kid was literally scooping water out of the fountain and just throwing it everywhere. When I finally got, because I'm like, what is that? I finally got up to go look and see what was going on, and I saw this kid doing that, and I'm like looking like, where are his parents at? Now, granted, this is probably his home. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. But I saw a whole bunch of water on the floor, and I'm thinking I'd go out there and slip and bust my behind.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, hey, where's your mama? Where's your mama? Gone. He understood and he
Oh
got
my
go.
goodness.
So yeah, I'm correcting kids in Marrakesh. But yeah, no, so I wouldn't do it again. I wouldn't stay in the riad in the mid. I mean, some of the riads were really nice. The one we stayed
Yeah.
in was not very nice. And being in the middle of everything is not for me.
Yeah.
It was too overwhelming. Every time we had to go out and walk through these narrow streets and
Yeah.
people are lined up selling stuff. I mean, people were physically grabbing me as we
Oh
walked through the street.
wow.
Now, the woman I was with was an older white lady. They weren't
Mm.
grabbing her. They would be like, hey, hey. But for some reason, they felt comfortable putting their hands on me to get
Oh
me, hey.
wow.
And I didn't fear for my life.
Yeah.
I didn't think they were trying to do anything bad to
But
me.
you still wanted your personal space. Don't
Yeah, I
touch
just
me.
felt like, no, you don't grab me to get my attention. I'm just like, no, thank you. I'm being nice about it.
Yeah.
But no, don't grab me. So having to weave through that every time we wanted to go out and go somewhere, it was too much for me. So the second week, my friend went on an excursion with camels in the desert and stuff. And I was having weird menopause stuff. So I'm like, I ain't about to be in no desert and stuff jumps off. So I'm going to
Yeah.
go to this hotel that's in the part of the city outside of the Medina where it looked like
Mm.
a modern city and stay in this newer hotel, which was much better. It was much better. And I liked Marrakesh much better staying there. Um, the hotel wasn't all that because I could see it's
Mm.
like if you ever been to a place where they tried to prop themselves up as being very posh and nice, but you could tell they used cheap materials and didn't pay attention to details. So stuff like caulking and stuff was uneven. And I mean, to the discerning eye, you could tell they cheaped out. But
Yeah.
it was a much better experience than I had in the
Yeah.
Medina. So I get
I
out
know
there, I
what you
was out
mean.
around, huh?
I was gonna say, I know what you mean. I'm having flashbacks to in 2022. We went to Hawaii and I got the hotel that was like a block from the beach, and it was really, I was like, oh, great. But you swear that hotel was from an episode on the Brady Bunch in 1969. I was like, what? Like like a laugh track is about to come in and they're about to applause, and like a Norman Lear production line was about to go across. Like that's how old it looked in there. And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah. So There you go.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
this looked modern, but the stuff was cheap. It was like
Yeah.
for it to be the age it was, I don't think it was barely 2 or 3 years old. Hotel.
Oh, okay.
You know, things were breaking down. There were cracks and things weren't even, and there was some caulk missing in the bathroom and stuff like that. I see your friend back there.
Yeah, I'm
Blurt
like,
out.
look at you. It's like you better not get on that couch. That's why I'm looking like you better not get on that. She better not get on that couch. Excuse me. Okay. Anyways, so you
So
did all that.
Marrakesh,
So at what? Okay, so for the sake of this, where when you had to come back to the States, so you were like traveling all around, and then when you had to come back to the States, what was the last place that you were at when you before you had to come back to the States?
I hit Paris again. So after I left
Okay.
Marrakesh, I went to Inverness. That's where I did the pet
Okay.
sit, and I
Okay.
was there for a little over a month. And then I decided I don't know where else I want to go. I'm burning through this money pretty fast. I think I'll go home.
Did you
So it
have
was
a budget as far as what your expectation for the year, the budget, and did you how close like did you go over?
my budget was 20,000. I did not
Okay.
go over, but I was concerned that if I continued to stay out there, I would.
Okay.
And I played with trying to figure out how to bring money in. I got print on demand stuff. I did my YouTube channel. I wasn't getting followers. I poked around at writing, doing some freelance writing and just some different things that people had suggested to get money in, and nothing was really taking off. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to be
Okay.
caught out here. I got to figure out how to make some more money. And to be honest, I'm kind of tired because I kept making plans and then stuff would get canceled. They would cancel my flights and and they didn't charge me to move around, but it got tiring. And I'm like, I
Yeah.
think I'll just go home. But I'm like, "What's home? I ain't got no home. I sold my house. I ain't got no car. I ain't got no house. What am I talking about? I'm going home." But yeah, after Inverness, I'm like, I'm gonna go home. So it was easiest for me to fly home out of Paris. So I went back to Paris. I spent like 4 days there, and then I came on home. My sabbatical wound up being 8 months,
8 months.
nine
Okay.
months, 8 or 9 months. I
Okay.
didn't make it to the full year. But yeah,
Well,
as
okay.
far as my traveling, my bouncing around the
Okay.
world, that
Because
was
when you
eight or
came back,
nine
it's
months.
not like you like started. Did you still like take some time
Yeah.
before like once you got back? Did you still take like a couple of months to round out to that nice year?
Um, Not on purpose, because I came
Okay.
back and I'm like, I ain't got no home. I need to get a job. So I came back and hey Michelle, I came back and I hit the ground. I did what I knew how to do. I started filling out applications
Hmm.
and actually got some interviews. Um, but once I started interviewing, I'm like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be up in no corporate job with y'all. All this stuff started flooding back. Like, why am I going back to this? I don't want to do this anymore. So I
Yeah.
started exploring doing my own thing. So yeah, when I came back, I hit the ground. I started putting out job applications right away and interviewing right away. I didn't take any more time off. Um, but I'm like, I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back to
Well, once
corporate
you've had that
America.
sabbatical, once you've actually had that time for yourself
Oh
and
my,
time to like regroup and refresh, and yeah, you don't want to. Yeah, I mean, because I knew now when I left my full-time job and I went, on leave for, whatever the time that was allotted, I
mm,
knew by the end, I was like, you not only are you not going back to that crap, you are not gonna go back to another job because I was having deja vu every time I went to a new job. And I,
mhm,
I stayed long at my jobs.
mhm,
I stay at jobs like, 5 years easily, I'm not lifetime, but I would stay at my jobs. But I also realized like I'm having deja vu when that honeymoon phase ends. And I'm like, Yeah, so that last job, I was like, you know what? Let's figure something else out because I don't want to be beholden and feel like I have to get a job and that's my only way of surviving.
Right.
And yeah, so
And
you
who I
start to
was
figure
at
out
that
things.
time, I wasn't that same person. I
Hmm.
wasn't willing to put myself on the chopping block for the success of the company. I wasn't willing to be like, I'll do all this sacrificing to make sure the company is successful because that's what a
Yes.
good employee does. And I knew I my bullshit meter was, you know,
Hmm.
tolerance was very low at that point. I could even tell in the interviews I was having. You know, they asked me questions. I've never been a good manager of my face.
No poker face.
No poker face at all. So I remember quick digress. As a project manager at this other job I worked at, I became really good friends with the executive assistant to the VP, and she would come to a lot of my meetings. And she got to the point where she knew something was going on. So her sign to me would be like, she would always sit across from me, and when something was happening, she would be like, you know, like watch your face. And then she would slide me little Hershey kisses. She would keep chocolate and slide me Hershey kisses, like maybe your sugar's low. Check your face, you know. So at this point, I know that I'm not the same person I was before I went on my sabbatical. I'm just not.
You've grown into
Um,
this new version of you that really kind of appreciates you.
yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
can't say that. Oh, part of me feels like I wish that, how could I say this? I wish that when I went on, I was hoping to like find myself, you know,
Hmm.
had some huge discovery when I went on my sabbatical, whether it was, ooh, this is the place I want to be. You know, I just feel it. I just feel it in my bones. I want to move here. I want to live here. Something's calling to me. I was hoping to get that. I didn't get that. I was hoping to be like, oh, I just went there and I had this eat, love, pray experience, and I just feel like a whole brand new person. It wasn't that profound, you know,
Yeah.
but coming back, I know, I feel a little better in my skin. I feel okay with some of the things I'm saying I'm not putting up with anymore. And I feel I can tell myself that it's okay to do something different. I'm 57 now. I'll be 58 this year.
Hmm.
I don't own a house. I don't own a car. Um, I don't have a job. I'm a freelance project manager. I have my own LLC. I
Hmm.
do different things. I train. I teach. I coach. And I'm open to some other stuff. I live with my boyfriend.
Hmm.
All this stuff. This Teresa wouldn't be doing none of this stuff before she went on sabbatical because I don't want to say I looked down on it, but that just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
You know who I
Is he a
am.
traveler? Is your significant other? Is he like somebody that's open to the idea of traveling abroad or
Um,
okay.
he's not a fan at all. He just kind of like,
Okay.
why? Number one, why would I leave this country? My people made it. And I'm like, it's not all that. Two,
Okay.
he ain't caring about countries full of people that don't look like us. It's not his
Okay.
thing. Um, Three, he likes traveling to relax. So like the resorts, the cruises, he's all about it. Let me chill out here, bring me a drink. I'm good. He's
Yeah.
not really, you know, he has no interest of the stuff that I'm curious about, and oh, you know, learning other people's culture and languages and stuff like that. He's not interested at all.
Okay.
So that puts a, you know, a little challenge in what whatever my future is going to
Well,
be.
yeah. Right now, okay. We'll just leave it at that. Okay,
Yeah,
because I don't
yeah, because I'm still figuring it out. And
huh?
that's where I was getting. I sometimes I'm not. I have to be honest. Sometimes I'm not okay with where I'm at.
Yeah,
Sometimes, back to the guilt thing. Like I'm damn near 60 years old. I should have a house. So if my kids stumble, they got a place to come back to. I should this, I should that. You know,
yeah,
I need to remove should from my vocabulary because I am who I am right now and where I am right now. And it's okay. And I keep telling myself, it's okay, girl. You done some stuff in your life,
yeah.
you
It
know?
there is that feeling. I because like right now, like the contract that I have right now, it's about to end. And
Mhm.
now I've been doing this now. When I made this decision to not work full time, I have been okay with, you know, I have a 6 month contract. I have a three. I think the longest I've had is a 6 month, and the shortest was like maybe 2.5 months.
Mhm.
But even though I've had like 4 different contracts in the past 2 years, I've still been very well okay and way less stress. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, when I stop working, I ain't thinking about, I have my little to-do list, a checklist of what I have to do when I do come back on and get some stuff done. But
Mhm.
yeah, it's about to end. And like at the end of this month, and I mean, I know I'm gonna have a glowing, like I can't wait to get that LinkedIn review, from this person's, like because you about to like blow my ego up
Right.
on
Right.
LinkedIn. But there is still that feeling of, well, what you should have been doing is because you need that stability. No,
Back
because
on should.
stability, like almost, I felt like stability was about to give me a stroke. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah.
is it really stability when a job can decide, yeah, we don't need you anymore,
Mhm.
and we might not give you severance. We don't,
Yeah. Is that our
we won't give
discretion?
you severance.
Yeah.
So, and most of the jobs that I got let go from were contract. There were a couple that were full time, so I did get severance. But most of the time,
Mhm.
it was just like there was only one time where I went to work and it was a surprise that it's like, oh, we got this meeting set up, and then it's like, after this meeting, leave your laptop because you out of here. And it's just like, I'm sorry, it's just, we're doing cuts and blah, 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 blah. And the reason they had the meeting was because they wanted something from me. They wanted me to deliver what I gave to them. And then they went through the whole, okay, so this thing you developed is ours. You can't use it as a contractor. You can't use it. It's ours. And I'll be taking that laptop. So I mean, they weren't me. I'm making it sound
Yeah.
bad, but that's pretty much what it was.
Like
Uh,
I'm like getting a little attitude, like what you do to my friend.
no, they were like, leave the laptop.
Yeah.
This is gonna be your last day, so you can pack up your desk, and you don't even have to stay the full day. Just, just go and go. So yeah, I was loyal to companies to a fault.
Yeah.
I sacrificed, a lot of us do it. Sacrifice time with my family, time with my kids, time for myself for this job, thinking I would be rewarded for it. And
Yeah.
time again, I wasn't. And I finally got the message. So,
Mm-mm-mm.
mm,
Dr. Krista said, at this stage, we should only do things that bring us joy. And that is the truth. Owning a house or a car or what society expects is traps. And it traps you into debt. Oh my God. Hello.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's what when I talked about having the anchor around my neck. I mean, I loved having the house, but it's like all the stuff that went along with it. I'm just kind of like, um, I can't do this because my house. And I can't do that
Yeah.
because my house. So
Yeah.
I is it the dream? The car, the debt. If you can't pay cash, I think if I get another car, I'm going to pay cash for it. If I can't pay cash for it, I don't want it. I'll get a hoopty.
Girl,
It's gotta be a cute hoopty. It's gotta be a cute hoopty.
yes,
But
done,
I'm not.
absolutely done.
I'm
So,
going to continue to stay debt free. That's one thing that I did. I made sure I was debt free before I left. So my house was, my car was it that made I was debt free. So
yeah,
I continue to be now, getting older, menopause, and all kinds of stuff that I've been dealing with. I've got some medical bills, and they're eating into
yeah,
my savings, which is what I'm living off of right now. Plus, the money I get from my freelancing and stuff. Um,
hmm.
but yeah, no, I continue to stay debt free, and I refuse to go back into debt.
So I did want to go and talk about your business, but I know that we were going to talk about, because we are women of a certain age that are like postmenopausal, and that is something that I do want to talk about. Um, we don't have time today to really go because, girl, we got conversations on that.
Okay,
I just went through my
look, you can have me back because I got some stuff to tell you.
yes.
I'll tell you some
It
stuff.
was so funny. I posted this on social media, but it was so funny. So yesterday here, I just went to my first well woman exam on
Mhm.
Thursday. I went to my first here in Madrid, in Spain, and I found a doctor here in Madrid, and very nice and stuff. So we're going through the whole journey, getting my mammogram and all that stuff, and just making sure that everything is good. But what I didn't know was when I came in, one, I was the only. It was weird, but anyways, came in. Um, on the other side of the room, she gave me the paperwork to fill out and everything, and I realized I was on the other side of the waiting room, and all the other people were over there, and I was the only black person, so I was like, I'm going to sit right in the middle of everybody. So I went over and sat down, and as I'm waiting, and I think I maybe had to wait maybe 45 minutes or something, and because the doctor was going pretty fast, but what I didn't realize was until I was sitting down was that anytime a patient came in or was leaving, they said goodbye or hello to everyone in the waiting room. Yeah, it was like you come in or you're leaving, you're like hasta luego. When they're coming in, they're like Buenas tardes, and I was like, oh shoot, I didn't say nothing to nobody. Okay, so when I finished with the doctor and I was leaving, I came out and I was like, hasta luego. And you could tell that they were looking at me because, how I said it was how I said it. And it did not sound Spanish at
Hmm.
all. And so the lady, the receptionist, she was trying to stop me. She kept saying, espera, 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 which is like, wait, because I didn't give them my insurance card.
Hmm.
So I'm walking back in. I'm like, oh, yeah, that whole thing was very cartoonish. It was very, I don't know, Bullwinkle and Rocky. It was just, yeah, I was looking, it was very sitcom. I look stupid. Okay.
That was fun. I'm sure. I'm sure.
But
That's
yeah,
funny though.
I do
I
want to
love
definitely go
I
back.
love
Yeah.
those kind of stories where we're learning, different
Yeah.
cultures, and it's just like, oh, this is how we do here. Okay, okay.
Yes.
And you're not saying why they do that. Why they you like? Okay, let me get in line. Okay. I know now. Now I know. I'll get on board.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
This is I do definitely want to come back and talk about that. But I did, so the menopause and life after 50 part, that on the medical and health side, we're going to come back to. But I did want to get some information because you did start. Yeah, you said you got your LLC. And you started your business. Now, what is it? What are your services that you're offering to, like, help us understand what project management is? One, I would really like to truly understand what is project management, and so how do you offer it to corporations or to businesses, and what services are you offering to individuals to help them if they're trying to get into that field? Please do share.
Okay. So, ooh, that was a lot. Okay.
Okay, I
So,
know. I'm just
so, so project management is complicated. I know most people say, "What do you do?" Project management. Their eyes glaze over. What does that mean? I don't know. Um, it's just a way of helping people to reach their goals.
okay.
It's a whole bunch of processes. You might do it following a framework or a certain methodology to get it done. But a project,
Hmm.
if we first define a project is an endeavor that an individual, a company, or whatever undertakes to get from point A to point B,
Okay.
creating something that wasn't there before. Um, yeah, creating something that wasn't there before. So like you want to create an app. The app's not there. Poof, the app's there. There's a project that gets you to there. Okay.
Okay.
So I know I'm being, um, um, you know, a project has a definite start and a definite end. So some of this stuff that's like going on and on and on, the people call it a project is not a project. A project has a definite start. You say, this is what I'm trying to do. We're going to start here on this date and we're going to end here. And the deliverable is this,
Yeah.
something that wasn't there before, even if it's an update to an
So
app.
it's from idea to implementation.
Yes.
Okay.
And as a project manager, you manage that. The people that are making it happen, all the things that are happening to make it happen, you have the overall view of that. So if we take a software application, you got developers, you got tech writers, you got architects, you got all these people that kind of have their blinders on, and they're just looking at this particular piece of what it is that they're supposed to do. As a project manager, you see, this is where we're starting from. This is what we're
Mhm.
supposed to do. And you help everybody else see the vision and you help manage it. Let's use a
Okay.
ship analogy, cruise ship analogy, right? Project manager is the
Mhm.
captain of the ship. You got all these people on the ship doing their stuff. You got the people cooking in the kitchen. You got the people that's making sure everything's clean. You got people taking care of the customers and cleaning the cabins and all that other stuff. Everybody's focused on what it is that they're supposed to do that needs to happen. But as the captain, we're leaving from Puerto Rico and we're going to somewhere, Aruba. We're going to Aruba, right?
Okay.
Oranjestad, Aruba. And so you know what needs to happen between here and there. You see that vision. So everybody's trusting you to get them there while they're focused on cooking for people, cleaning, making
Okay.
sure the customers are, whatever it is in their purview, they're doing that. You're up here making sure everything's going okay so that you get to Oranjestad, Aruba. So
Okay.
does that make sense? As the
Yes,
project manager, that's
absolutely.
what you do. So you can
Okay.
project is, it could be software, it could be construction, making a building, it could be improving processes. Put a process.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, all that. There's project meant you set it up like a project. Here's a start. Here's where we're starting from. You'll hear people talk about let's do an as is. Let's develop, the current state. Here's a map that shows you what the
Mhm.
current state looks like. This is where we are today. This is what it looks like. This is where we want to go. Let's draw a picture of what that looks like. Now, all that stuff in between, how much money is it going to take? How many people is it going to take? What's it going to take to get there? Project manager, you're doing that.
Okay.
Now,
So now what is it that you're offering right now, as far as, and if I'm wrong, let me know. Is there something that you're offering right now to individuals that are trying to get into project management, or what services
um,
are you offering?
I'm not. A lot of people want to get their PMP. There's a project management professional certification, um, or there's Scrum Master certification. Stephanie talked about that.
Yeah.
Scrum Master Agile is a framework under project management. It's more like product management, but it's all kind of like it
Okay.
meshes together. Um, I don't teach that. I know people that do, but I don't want
Okay.
to. I don't want to teach that. I've mentored people, but I'm not going to help you get your certification. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But if you're doing project management, and you don't have to be certified to do it, if you're doing project management, I can offer to. I can be your lifeline. I'll help you. I've done some classes for people that are doing project management that will help them in their job, like I mentioned at the beginning, the challenge that I'm doing starting Monday. Is tomorrow Monday?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, started tomorrow.
Tomorrow's Monday.
It's a 4-day
Yes.
challenge. It's 2 hours each day. We're going to teach you how
Yes, it's
to,
Monday here right now. It's
yeah,
12:30.
time fun. We're going to teach you how to recognize your leadership style, your emotional intelligence quotient, and how to leverage that, because AI ain't got nothing on that, right? You, as
Yeah.
a project manager, you're leading teams, you're dealing with people, you need to lean on that. That's what's going to be important as AI comes in and does the more mundane things that project
Mm-hmm.
managers have to do. But if we can automate stuff, if we can hand that off to something else or someone else and get that taken care of and focus on the people, on the strategic stuff, that's what this challenge is about. And that's what I'll help individuals do who are doing
Okay.
project management. As far as organizations that are looking for help with project management, whether it's we got a strategic plan, we don't know how to get from here to there. You know, as let's say a mid-size company, we're growing. We're just trying to figure out how to manage all this stuff. I can help with that as a consultant. I can set up projects. You know, I can identify what's a project, and this is what, you know, how you can get there. I can run it for you end to end, you know, start to finish, manage your team, set up the project. If you don't have a project framework in place, I can put that stuff. I got tools, whatever. I can do that.
Okay.
Or if you got a project manager, I can help mentor that project manager and help them along, or rescue you if, like, you got a project that's been going on for like years and this thing ain't got no end. I can help with that as well. So that's what I do as a freelance and I
Okay.
guess a fractional project manager.
Got you. Well, this has been amazing. This has been a great conversation. You will be back because we have other things to talk about. And so,
We do
is there anything else
sometimes.
that you wanted to maybe put out there and share, like with everything that we discussed as far as being on sabbatical, taking that time, regrouping and coming forward as with a business that allows you to work on your own terms? Is there anything else that you want to add?
So there's two things I want to add. One thing I want to say, just on top of everything I've said, y'all, it's okay to be afraid. You're going to be afraid. You only live once. You got this one life. Do it. Do it
I'm
afraid.
sorry, the dog is over here like slopping up some water right now.
I hear
Okay, so sorry.
it. No, it's
As you're
fine.
having this big, profound statement,
No,
it's like you just hear.
profound. No, I'm just, I would just tell you guys, you know, if you take anything from our discussion, you know, do it afraid. Fear is okay. And
Mm,
and and I think, I don't know if it's Steve Harvey or somebody said, you know, a lot of people have said it. You know, what waits for you on the other side of the fear could be amazing. It could change your life. But
you got to
do
go
it.
through
Do
it to
the
get
thing
to
for
it. I
yourself.
think, yeah, I can't remember where I heard that years ago, like probably 30 years ago, but I still remember that to this day. You got to go through it to get to
You got
it.
to. And no one else
Yeah,
can make the decision for you. Don't wait till Stephanie or Rashida tells you to do it or whatever,
yeah,
or whomever. Don't wait till your family tells you don't do it. Make up your
yeah,
own mind. Figure out what's best for you. And you know what? If you get out there and you're like, wait, I don't like it, come back and get back on your feet and
figure out
make
the
it
next
happen.
thing. Yeah.
Do
Yeah,
it. Do it.
failure is part of it. It's like, hopefully, of course, nobody wants to fail, but
Right, right,
trial and error failure is going to happen.
right.
Somebody had actually said, I can't remember, was it on Stephanie's yesterday? I think it was, when she was talking about the caravan that they did, and
Mhm.
then somebody had said, or maybe it was on, I can't remember which who was talking. Anyways, somebody came on and said, well, I guess I gotta wait for Stephanie and Rashida to do a caravan to Ecuador. And I was like, who you not gonna do it
You
unless
gotta
they do
wait
it?
for somebody else. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, whatever that looks like, it's like, so you're not gonna do it until somebody else says, let's do it.
Mm. There's
Yeah.
plenty of people out there to do that, but
Hmm.
there's nothing
Yeah.
that says you have to.
Yeah. They've
If
laid the
you want.
platform. They've given you some insight. Now
Mhm.
it's up to you to say, like, well, how can I create this, make this opportunity, create the opportunity that's going to
Yeah,
work for me?
yeah.
Yeah.
Let them be the inspiration, but do it yourself. Do it.
Yes.
Don't wait.
Amen.
Do
Oh,
do
that's
it.
perfect. Let them be
Figure
the
it out.
inspiration to do it
But the
yourself.
other thing that I wanted to mention, and I had forgotten I had even done this, someone contacted me today. I created a GPT last year specifically for the Exodus community. If you're trying to figure out where you want to go, whether it's sabbatical, whether it's to move there, to live there, or whatever, I created a GPT called Global Gateways. And all you got to do is go out there and I put specific guidelines in it for people of color. So anybody can
How
use
does
it.
one access this?
Um, Through Chat GPT, uh, and the free people, the free people, even if you don't pay for it, you have a Chat GPT account, and where it
Hmm.
says, I think it says Explore GPTs in the upper left hand corner.
Hold on. I got Chat
You
GPT.
know, find it.
I'm doing this live right now.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I had forgotten I even developed, and someone said, "Hey, can we talk about that thing?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I did do that." Because I know there's another quiz out there, but no, this is in depth. This will take
So now what is
you
it called?
global gateways. Girl, I got through my whole glass of wine talking to you.
How you feeling?
I feel good. I feel good. No, I'm good.
There it is. There it is. See
You
it.
see it?
Teresa
So no, it was my gift. It was my way of giving back. And it's funny because I had to keep telling them, "Hey, I built this for y'all. Why won't y'all post it in the group?" I kept posting and posting it and would never get approved. So finally they posted it. And several people used it and said it was helpful. And I'm like, if there's anything I can do to tweak it, let me know. No one ever told me, but um
Okay, I'm
it
copying the link here and I'm putting it in the
you gonna post
chat.
it? Okay. So yeah, I mean it's the way I designed it, it should ask you what's important to you for where you move. It only said global gateways. Did the link? I don't think the link showed up.
Hold on, I'm putting it in. Yeah, I just
Okay.
realized. Yeah.
So yeah, so what it does is it will provide to you the places that fit what you say is important. So if you like, you got adult children you want to take with you, or you have like aging parents that's important to you. If you don't have children and you're concerned about crime or what, it's going to ask you, tell me whatever, and you tell it. I tell people just talk to it like you would talk to a friend, and
Yeah.
that kind of helps normalize it. You make it not weird that you're talking to a computer, but tell it what's important to you, and it'll come out with all this information for you. And if you're like, it's telling me to go to Ecuador, or it's telling me to go to Nigeria, and I don't really, or let's say it doesn't mention Africa at all, and it's like I'm interested in
Mhm.
the African continent, you just come back and say, yeah, all those places sound nice, but what about the continent of Africa? Do any of those places meet, what I'm looking for, or meet, my needs? So it will not only recommend a place, it will also tell you, hey, I can help you find a place to stay there. I can help you plug into communities that are active there.
Wow. Okay.
I can help you plan out your visit to see if you like it. Um, if you decide that's where you want to go, I can help you find a place to move. I can help you apartment hunt. I can help you plan one, do a whole plan for when uh going there,
Hmm.
where you're going to stay. So like if you like, I want to stay somewhere near walking distance from a grocery store. This is important to me. Cultural events are important to me. It's going to tell you all that stuff. and it should prompt you for more information. I designed it to give you all that stuff. So even if you move there, it will help you to get acclimated by telling you, hey, check out these groups while you're there. In the area that you stayed in, come back to it and say, hey, I moved to Lagos, Nigeria, and I'm in this area. What's in this area for
Oh,
me?
I'm in here playing with it right now.
Yeah, so it's robust, and it might be too much for what most people need, but I
Yeah.
mean, I made it to be, because the thing that most people were asking, like, I want to leave. I don't know where to go. Where do I start? Where can I go that's safe for Black people? Where those are the questions that people could, yeah, that was me. That was me. Where can I go uh that's safe for Black? Those are the questions that people ask. That's
Yeah.
what I developed that tool, and I put it out there for everybody to use. I don't know why more people aren't sharing it. They decided to do something else, but that's why
I
I
use
developed it.
Well, I'm glad that thank you for sharing that, because usually when I'm on ChatGPT, I use it like I have like folders and like, because I got the premium or whatever, but I feel like there's so much with ChatGPT that I have not explored yet, that I'm still a babe in the woods with ChatGPT, but it gets the job done. But yes, it's up there now. So
They
yes.
keep rolling stuff out, and if I were to like have a class, if I were to just throw something out there and say, hey, if you guys are interested in doing this, I can show you how to use ChatGPT to, maybe set up
Mhm.
a project for where you want to go, and use the GPT to get this information, save that chat to a project, and then start uploading what's important to you. The stuff,
Okay.
if you you
Well, if
know
you do that, definitely, I will definitely share it. Like, because again, I do have a community. I have full community now. So, because not only do I belong to certain communities, I actually have the Black and Zaragoza Facebook group. So yes, I will be sharing that and stuff for people that are considering either,
if you if your
moving abroad.
community has a need for that, if you're interested in that, I'll be happy to put something together for your
Okay. Well,
community.
yes. I mean,
Just let me
if
know.
you okay, well, we'll discuss that in more
We
detail.
talk.
Okay.
We'll talk, girl. We'll talk.
We'll
Yeah. No, I mean,
But
I'm just really, that's one thing that I enjoy doing. I am not a gatekeeper. I like to share what I know. And if I think it'll help somebody, I'll do it and show you.
and this is what we do. Teresa and I are actually in a support group for freelancers, contractors, consultants that we support each
Accountability
other.
group.
Huh?
Accountability group.
Yeah, yes, yes. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. Yeah, I
no, we
couldn't
do
find my
support
word.
each other though. We support each other.
Yes. Yeah, but yes, we're in an accountability group where we support each other in what we're um yeah, what we're trying to do and our goals as far as not going back and working for the man. Okay. Not full
Or the
time.
woman.
Yes, yeah.
Just
And so
saying.
yeah, not working for companies that don't care about your well-being at all. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Teresa. Again, her contact information is all in the description, all of that information. I'm actually going to take the Global Gateways link, and I'm going to put that also. I'm going to update that description, so that'll be in there and stuff. But thank you so much. This has been really fun. I
It was
really do
fun.
appreciate
Time
it.
went like that.
I know. Yeah, we just be chit-chatting and going on. It's like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
how it happens. I had to embrace long form content because
Yeah.
I be talking. Okay. I've been talking. And I'll be like, girl, no, you didn't. No, okay. That's just how I talk. So, anyways, you guys make sure that you do like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you'll know the next time I either upload or go live or have anything smart to say at all with all my great wisdom. And thank you again. Y'all take care. Okay. Hold up. Wait a minute.